Hi, booktube. It's Gina. Happy Monday. Hope you are doing well. It's Monday. I, though, have a fun video to share with you because I did indeed do a little book shopping this weekend. I suspected when I talked to you last that I might, and I did. I drove down to my favorite used bookstore, which is about 45 minutes away from me, and I puttered through and I found a huge stack of really fun vintage books that I wanted to share with you. So even though it's gray and it's drizzly and it's Monday, I am very excited because I've got some fun books to share. I'm going to start with the paperbacks. So I found some of these old vintage paperbacks, which I just love, and all of these are ones that I want to read. So I do buy these when I find them for inexpensive. I like to collect them, but I also buy the ones that I want to read because they're not valuable. They're not really worth any money. They're just a lot of fun. I think I love the covers, and I love a stack of them on my shelf. So let's get started with the vintage paperbacks. I got two Mary Stewarts. The first one is This Rough Magic, which, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I just bought a hardback of this one, but I loved that cover, so I bought this. I don't know anything about this one. I also got this, The Moon Spinners. Look at that cover. I'm just going to giggle my way through this entire video because I'm so pleased with these. And then lastly, by Mary Stewart, I got this beautiful old paperback of Thornyhold, the long-awaited new novel. So let's see. This one was published. This is I can't read that. 89, 90, that this was reprinted. Okay, next, and these are my favorite old vintage paperbacks. This is Georgette Heyer's Powder and Patch, a gay romance of the 18th century. And this is one of those pan books, and these are one of my favorite. These and the Dell paperbacks, I love these. I also got a few others that are not quite as cute, but this one is A Blunt Instrument. This is one of her mysteries, and The Convenient Marriage, which I'm guessing by the cover is one of her romances. And then lastly, in the paperback pile, I got an Angela Thirkell, North Bridge Rectory, and I love this cover too. This one says, in the romantic tradition of Georgette Heyer and Elizabeth Goudge, so you can't go wrong with that. Big fun pile of paperbacks to put on my collection. And then, oh my gosh, I got a big stack of hardcovers. Now let's see. This one is not vintage. This is a Franklin copy of Barchester Towers. And I love these Franklin editions. They're nice. They're well bound. I think they're really pretty on my shelf. I've got a few, let's see, I've got a Pride and Prejudice here, and so I'm trying to buy some Anthony Trollope if I see them, because I really love his writing, and most of him I read on my Kindle, to be honest, so I'm not sure how many Trollopes I will end up collecting, but I've got a sort of a classics shelf starting here, and I do want some Trollope on that because I love him so much. Next, I've got a few middle grades that I was super excited to find. The first being a hardback of Daddy Longlegs by Jean Webster. This is on my TBR for middle grade March. I've got a beautiful paperback edition of this, but I was so excited to find a pretty nice hard copy. I also got 2 Enid Blytons, which was very exciting. The first is 5 Go Adventuring Again. This one's got some damage, so it's not in spectacular shape. But I don't think I own any of these old Enid Blytons, and so I was very excited to find these. It's the shape is it's okay. It's missing that chunk, but otherwise it's in pretty good condition. And then this one I also got. This is Look Out Secret 7. And look at that. These covers are just so stinking cute. I can't stand it. Also in not great shape, but these were not expensive, so I don't mind spending a little bit on them. And this was, it's got the price sticker still on it. It was 70p, which I love it when they've got the price. This one does too. Here, 7S 6D. 7 shillings, 6, I don't know what that means. But those are so cute. And then I found a copy of Miss Reed's Christmas book. This is just a collection of poems and some stories and some cute pictures. Pretty kid-oriented, maybe a smidge more religious-oriented than I tend to go at Christmas. But I have to, if I find a Miss Reed hardback, I have to buy it for my collection. And then I did actually buy a couple more Miss Reeds, but they are going to be a present for a friend, so I can't show them to you. But they're ones I already own. Next, I got a hardcover of This Rough Magic by Mary Stewart. Oh, yep, and that is, let's see. Here we go. I'm such a ding-dong, you guys. I don't think I even realized when I was picking this one up that I had already grabbed the hardback and the paperback for the same book. So I have to admit, in a little bit of a giddy frenzy, because there were so many things I wanted that I was like, just give them all to me. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? This one's in really good shape. It was, let's see, when was this one published? 1964, and it's in really good condition, so that's very exciting. Next, I got a Georgette Heyer, Behold, Here's Poison. Look at that, isn't that adorable? I've read this one. I have the paperback edition of this one and the next one, and actually there's a little series of them that I own, but I'm always looking for these in vintage editions. This is a reprint, so it's not worth any money. I just think it's so cute. Reproduced and reprinted in Great Britain by Latimer Trend and Co. I don't know who that is, but I thought that was such a cute cover. Next, I got Pilgrim's Inn by Elizabeth Goudge. Look at that. I think this is one in a series, so I might have to read the first one before I get to this one, but I loved the cover of this, and I'm so excited when I can find an Elizabeth Goudge. Now, this one is a book club edition, and the book club editions are not, I don't think, really collectible. I like this because it's vintage, even though, of course, it's probably not really worth any money, which I don't try to collect books that are going to be worth money, although I do sometimes think about it in the back of my head. If I see something that's a first edition, I'm more likely to buy it. If it's a book club edition, I'm less likely to buy it, unless it's something like this in an edition of something that I really wanted to read and own anyway, and it's under $10. I will sometimes pick these up, but I'm a little bit less likely to buy a book club edition things like that, because I do like to collect, and while I'm not concerned really about the financial aspects of it, I think it's fun to think about building a collection. And then I got three more. The next one is Maggie Now by Betty Smith. Betty Smith is the author of A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, which I read last year and loved. And so I was super excited to find another one by her. I never see Betty Smith books with dust jackets in this kind of shape. This is also a book club edition, but because I don't think I've ever seen this book in person before, I still wanted to grab it and add it to my collection. And then lastly, I got two Gladys Tabers. And I have never read Gladys Taber before, but I have heard so many good things about her. She wrote, and I think is most famous for her Still Meadow series, which is journals or journal type of entries about her life. And I got Still Cove Journal, which is also a journal and was written at the end of her life, after Still Meadow, I'm guessing. She was working on this the months before her death in March 1980. So I do want to start reading some Gladys Taber. So when I saw this, I got very excited. I didn't look at it closely enough. There is some water damage, which bums me out. But again, I got caught up in this like giddy spending frenzy, and I do need to be more cautious about that. Although if I had noticed this, I probably still would have bought it because I do really want to read this. And then lastly, I got Harvest of Yesterdays by Gladys Taber also. This is my years before Still Meadow. So I think this one is more of a memoir. It's not a calendar entry type of story like this one is. This is all broken up into months, which I really enjoy. So that is my really fun vintage book haul. I hope that you saw something in here that looked interesting to you. And let me know if you've read any of these or plan to read any of these. I just get so excited when I find these vintage books. And I think that I'm going to probably start with the book tetris now, figuring out where I'm going to put them. And I have a feeling I'm going to edit this shelf over here to include more vintage. This has got some more contemporary books, and I might move them to another spot and then put more vintage books here. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, oops, sorry, that was Bunny. Here, wait, Bunny wants to say hi. Say hi, Bunny. I'll see you next time. Bye.